You know how they say count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. That's what I want to talk about. Gratitude is a powerful tool that is often overlooked in the human species. We focus on all the things that are wrong in our lives and never actually give gratitude for the things that are working. So I wanted to talk about gratitude today. And I'm going to tie gratitude in with movement because movement is an expression that helps you express your genes. And as you're expressing your genes, you're also expressing your full potential. This is part of health, okay? Movement could be in the form of hitting the gym, exercising. Movement could be in the form of working, walking, just doing activities, resistance activities, just stuff that puts pressure and movement into your body. And so I'll be talking about that, tying it in today. This is going to be a fucking good conversation. I'm going to edit that out. No cursing up in here. Okay. Gratitude. So I was thinking about it. KiZOMBA is something that I love. KiZOMBA, to all of you or those of you that don't know about it, think salsa, bachata. Well, it's a form of movement. It's a dance, okay? And it's from Angola. If you want to do your research, go ahead and type in KiZOMBA, KiZOMBA. That's my African accent, ZOMBA. Okay. If you know anything about KiZOMBA, it's a very, it's a closed type of dance. It has that proximity, and it's sensual. It's a beautiful dance, just in its entirety. It's beautiful. If you ever get to do it, you find that you get obsessed, and you can dance all day doing KiZOMBA. I'm talking literally all day. You can dance from 12 a.m. to like 7 a.m. in the morning, and you're still like, oh man, is it done yet? I want to do some more. Anyways, okay. So gratitude. I've been on my journey by working as a solopreneur, trying to make this stuff work. As a chiropractor and reaching my people, my 5 million people that I want to influence with knowledge that I have. And because I had an opportunity to be on this earth, it's my responsibility to reach them. I represent a generation, and this generation would live optimally and fully and express themselves as the exact way God intended them to do. So that's my disclaimer. Anyways, and sometime last year, 2017, I said yes to an event. To those of you that live in the Dallas area, it's a Shisha. It's a beautiful bar downtown, down in Addison. Anyways, and there was a call for KiZOMBA. It was a KiZOMBA on a Tuesday night. It was bring your own drinks, just come and chill. So anyways, that's what I did. Came over there, and in doing so, I met a different type of people. I met DJ Nana. DJ Nana is awesome. He takes care of the Dallas nightlife here. And then I also met Jamo Untamed. That dude is phenomenal. You got to check his bars. He goes hard with his lyrics, and he makes sense. He skates on the beat, and he has words that would inspire. But hopefully I get a chance to, connect with these guys and pick their brains and see what it is that gets them ticking. But anyways, that story's not about them. It's about the KiZOMBA crew. So I met Pamelita. Pamelita introduced me to Audi and PK. Together they introduced me to the KiZOMBA family, and it's been phenomenal since. This was last year, right? Fast forward into 2018, after going to 1 or 2 classes with them and trying to learn this dance, because trust me, it's not easy. You got to learn the fundamentals. There are fundamentals in the dance, and to any of you that is interested, it's a beautiful journey. You get to see how, like, from zero to nada to better. As you get, in the process. But anyways, they introduced me, attended a few classes, and through Pamelita, I met Jennifer Cannon. Jennifer Cannon is based in Houston. She's a KiZOMBA enthusiast. She loves that stuff, but she's also a veteran. And as a veteran, I think she works with people. She pretty much surrounds her stuff with what resonates with her. So dance and her fellow veterans. And she's using KiZOMBA to bridge a gap with PTSD. Think about it. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It's more like an incident that happens in time when your brain captures that moment and just keeps looping it over and over again. So traumatic, events that happen in your life, and it just keeps looping. And so little triggers can get you to that point where you're just agitated, and your whole physiology changes, and it just affects the general quality of life of people. People commit suicide, and just it's something that we have to call awareness to. Anyway, so she works with these people, and having a conversation with Jennifer, she's like, dude, I'm using Kizomba to bridge that gap. Think about it. Kizomba is such a sensual dance. It's such a close proximity dance where you have to be heart to heart with the person, hand to hand with the person, leg to leg, stomach to stomach. You're just that close. And for me, it's not a big deal. I love to hug. People that know me know I'll just give you a hug randomly. However, for some people who have that disconnect, it's hard for them to even just, get close. And so think about it, from point zero to nada to being awesome. You have to cross through different, stages. And she's able to walk these people through those stages. And believe me, they get better, because social interaction, human connection is a form of healing. It's something that we need to do more of. You say the word cliche, the love word is such a cliche, but it's just a way of life. You either express love or you express hate. You get what I'm saying? It's just what it is. So you're able to bridge that gap when you're able to connect heart to heart. And so she's able to work her clients through these stuff stage by stage, and she does it through Kizomba. She's been featured on radio shows, on talk shows, and she has, awesome. She has so much stuff going on, and she has this passion for it, where there's so much that she's doing in the community, and people are getting results through Kizomba. It's a dance, and it's a form of movement. It's a form of expression, and it helps people get over their hump. If it's one day that you can give somebody happiness, I think you've done a great job. And this is one of the things that she does every day, but she uses dance as a form of expression. That's one connection I've made, so I have gratitude for that. She also introduced me to the Neo Kids Festival in Austin this year. I think it was in July. I got an opportunity to adjust a bunch of the artists and the dancers, because dancers need chiropractors too, because the more of the stepping that you're doing, you're putting pressure on your spine, and guess what? You need that cavitation. You need that release. That's what I do. Anyways, in that process, I got to meet a bunch of other people. I met Shondell Fraser. Shondell Fraser, we'll talk about her too, because she has a beautiful event coming up for, give me a second. It's a workshop, it's an arts retreat, and she's doing it for survivors of domestic and sexual abuse. These people are doing great things. So I look in my collection of friends, I'm like, I know some awesome people, because we want to change this world and impact them. Anyways, she introduced me to Sam. And Sam is the next conversation I want to talk about when I'm connecting these dots. Sam is a phenomenal individual. He's in his 30s. And so for all those years, he's been able to see, he's been seeing, experiencing the beauty of this world. And all of a sudden, he loses his sight. Think about it. You lose your sight. He's a scientist, and that's just on pause. Now he's got to figure out what to do with the rest of his life, how to adapt back into society, how to, they say you can't really talk much until you walk in a man's shoes, a mile in a man's shoes. I'm saying we have to walk a mile in another person's shoe. For me, I wear glasses. Take this stuff off, I can hardly see. It's blurred. It's such a blur. I can't see people's faces. A few weeks ago, I lost it while I was at the beach in Houston, and I freaked out. To myself, I'm like, yo, I can't see no more. What's going on? But thank God I got my glasses back. But think about it. If you got to put it in a larger perspective, this guy has a prospect of not seeing again for the rest of his life. And what do you do with that? All the goals that you've accumulated, everything that you said you want to become, all of a sudden now you have to, detour and try to figure out this other stuff that's happening in life. And that gets me thinking, every day we go through situations, challenges in life, loss of a loved one, loss of a job, you can't pay your bills, your professor doesn't like you, you broke up in your relationship, stuff is not working, no food in the fridge, real life situation. What do you do with it at that point? What do you do with it? Because sometimes we say this, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? I think we should ask the question, what do I do with this? This is a journey that you're in. You know, it's more like, think about the people that are at war. Yes, the soldiers, the people out there fighting and killing each other. This is real life because it's a moment between life and death. It's a thin line. And so situation is real at that moment. They got to survive that moment. It's a battle they got to win. Not the war, it's a battle, because tons of battle will win the whole war. And so it's a series of battles, it's a series of challenges that happens in your life daily that you got to win. And so when you look at it this way, you know, it's a paradigm shift, it's a mindset shift, it's a set of belief shift. Now you have to figure out how you're going to give your best to overcome that challenge. What are you going to do to overcome that battle? What are you going to do to overcome that battle? Because it's a life and death situation. That's how I look at it these days. And so rather than saying, why is this happening to me? Embrace it and say, what am I going to learn from this? What is this journey going to teach me? Who do I become from this process? And this is exactly what Sam is doing. He's such a spiritual guy. I cannot even feel sorry for him because he doesn't feel sorry for himself. He's thinking, okay, this has happened. We put this on hold. Now let's figure out how I'm going to live life. Let's figure out what I'm going to do to, you know, why did this happen to me? What is the purpose? What is the reason? And this is where KiZOMBA comes in. He's such a great dancer. I feel embarrassed. I just go sit down and watch the kid, like, you know, because salsa, he's into it. Bachata, he's into it. Merengue, he's into it. KiZOMBA, he kills it because he's able to connect with these people. Imagine not seeing, but you're able to turn the women around, or your partner, your follower. You're just doing this stuff and hitting every beat. It's because it comes from within. It's a connection that he has. And the question every time we talk is more like, yeah, I want to figure out what I'm going to do with this process. So Sam is he's an instructor. He teaches KiZOMBA at Alpha Studio in Addison every Friday. And so he's able to, you know, do what he loves without feeling handicapped. And this is a beautiful thing because he's overcoming his day every day. And it's on purpose. It's a conscious decision because you cannot sit down and wallow in pity. You got to keep it pushing. You just got to keep it pushing. This is life, you know. And he uses KiZOMBA to bridge this gap. And so this is me connecting the dots. It's a beautiful moment in my life because I've met some awesome people. There's so many more we're going to talk about. But Sam he's phenomenal. He blows my mind every time, and I love that kid. He has a heart for service. He has a heart to help people. And it's not a question of why me. It's a question of, what am I going to do with this gift that I have at this point? And so I just wanted to bring that into perspective to you. You know, what is going on in your day? Don't give up. What's going on in your moment? Don't give up. Just change the question. Ask a different question. When you ask a different question, it's going to take you through a different process, a mindset. Instead of feeling sad, you start counting your blessings. Pick it out. It's gratitude. It's gratitude. You have to be grateful because this is life that we have. The only thing that's for real guaranteed is everybody's going to die. That's just what it is. It sounds morbid, but it's a fact. The more time you get close to your morbidity, or that's what it was, your morbidity, you understand that, hey, I only have one life, I only have one moment, so I have to do what I have to do. You know, so, and I said I was going to tie it in with movement. KiZOMBA is a form of dance. You have to keep moving, and you can dance endlessly for hours. But guess what? You're burning calories. You're moving your feet. Your heart is getting some motion. You know what I'm saying? You're moving, and then you're releasing endorphins that are good vibes. Heals the heart. You know, so it's a form of movement. So when I'm recommending exercise or, you know, different advice to my clients, I tell them don't sit. This is the new Alzheimer's. How many days, think about it. When you wake up, you get in your car, you go to your place of work, depending on what you do, which majority of us do a sedentary type of job, you're sitting. Even students do that a lot. 8 hours, 10 hours of the day. Think about it. Count how many hours you sit in your day. This is a disconnect and interference with that whole process of signals going from the brain to each organ. There's always that disconnect at every point that you're sitting down. Research says it's the new type of Alzheimer's. So get your butt up and move. You gotta walk. If you're at Walmart, you gotta park really far. If you're at Walmart, you gotta park really far. Wherever you go, park far. That's one way. Don't think about I gotta be in the gym first before I can actually feel like I'm moving. Movement is life. Movement feeds your brain. Movement is life, okay? So, it's, we have so much that we can do to get ourselves from point A to point B. Sometimes you just need that extra nudge, and I'm here for that. And so when I give my clients recommendations, I definitely encourage them to move, because our hunter-gatherer ancestors, that's what they did. They did it for survival. They were constantly moving. They were constantly moving. Some people will say we're domesticated animals because we're like stuck in one place and we think we got the best thing. Never think you're bigger than the other primates. We have the same processes. We are no different from these people. Our genetic code says we gotta move, so you better move. That's a form of healing, and so it's move so you can express your genes. As you express your genes, you're expressing optimal health. You're expressing yourself as God intended for you to. I'm going to talk a little bit more, have some interesting guests, features, and people to talk about all kinds of beautiful stuff, because, life shouldn't be so one-sided. It should be dynamic, and this is what I realize. So I do appreciate the opportunity to have you guys in my life, and hopefully, touches one soul and gives them happiness in their day, or a boost in their day. One more thing, don't be that other person who's never going to achieve greatness. So many of us out there, the graveyard is one place where there are a lot of dreamers. Don't be that one person. Try your best to make an impact every day, because that's all we got. So this is Dr. Uche with Sotil Health. I'm signing out, and I'm saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And I'm saying it directly to you. Much love.